Most guys assume a hug is nothing special, just manners, a quick hello, or polite warmth. They miss the fact that inside those few seconds is a powerful switch for connection. When touch uses quiet psychological cues, it becomes a silent dialogue. Attraction forms faster than speech. Today, I'm sharing 5 subtle rules that turn an ordinary hug into a moment she remembers forever afterward. Here's what most men don't understand. A hug isn't just physical contact, it's communication. And just like words, you can communicate confidence, or you can communicate uncertainty. You can make someone feel safe and drawn to you, or you can make them feel awkward and want to pull away. The difference? It's not about being aggressive or forward. It's about understanding what confidence actually feels like to another person. Think about it this way. When you meet someone who's truly confident, you feel it immediately. They don't have to tell you. Their presence communicates it. The same thing happens with physical connection. Your body language, your touch, the way you occupy space, it all sends signals. Today, I'm breaking down 5 specific principles that separate a forgettable hug from one that creates genuine connection. And here's the key. These aren't manipulation tactics. They're about showing up as your most confident, authentic self. Let's get into it. 2. Rule number 1, intent before contact. Before your arms even move, there's a critical moment most guys completely miss. It's the moment of approach. Here's what I mean. Confident people don't hesitate. They don't second guess. When they decide to hug someone, they commit to it fully. You can see it in their eyes, their posture, their energy. Hesitation creates awkwardness. That split second where you're not sure if you should go in, where you're reading her signals, where you're half committed, she feels all of that, and it doesn't feel good. Instead, here's what works. Make the decision clearly. Make eye contact. Smile and move with purpose. Not rushed, not grabbing, but decisive. This does 2 things. First, it gives her a clear signal so she can respond naturally. There's no awkward, "are we hugging" moment. Second, it demonstrates confidence immediately. You're someone who knows what they want and isn't afraid to express it. Think of it like this. The hug actually starts before you touch. The approach, the eye contact, the clear intention. That's where the foundation is built. Everything else flows from there. Rule number 2, full commitment, not half measures. Now let's talk about the hug itself. And this is where most guys sabotage themselves completely. The side hug, the one-arm pat, the hover hands, the "I'm touching you but barely" approach. All of these send the same message: uncertainty. And uncertainty is not attractive. Here's the reality. If you're going to hug someone, actually hug them. Commit to it. Both arms. Full contact. This isn't about being inappropriate. It's about being present. A confident hug has steady, even pressure. Not squeezing like you're trying to prove something. Not loose like you're afraid to be there. Just solid, present, grounded. When you hug with full commitment, something interesting happens. The other person relaxes because they're not picking up on your nervousness anymore. They're experiencing someone who's comfortable with physical connection, who doesn't make it weird, who just exists confidently in that space. There's actually research on this. Studies show that hugs with firm, consistent pressure reduce cortisol, the stress hormone, and increase feelings of safety and trust. But here's the thing. That only works when both people are actually present in the moment. So the question isn't, how hard should I squeeze? It's, am I fully here? Or am I mentally checking out because I'm nervous? Rule number 3, duration creates depth. All right, this one's crucial. And it's where confidence really separates itself from nervousness. A 1-second hug feels transactional. Like shaking hands. There's no connection there. It's just a gesture you're performing to be polite. But here's what happens around the 5 to 7 second mark. Something shifts. The initial, "okay, we're hugging" moment passes. And if you stay present, if you don't pull away out of fear, there's this brief window where actual connection happens. This is where most guys fail. They hit that 3-second mark and panic. Is this too long? Is this weird? I should probably let go now. And they bail. But confident people, they're not watching the clock. They're present. They're comfortable. And because they're comfortable, the other person becomes comfortable too. Now, let me be crystal clear about something. This isn't about forcing someone to stay in a hug they don't want. You should always be aware of the other person's response. If they're pulling away, let them go. Confidence isn't about ignoring boundaries. But if she's relaxed, if she's present with you, don't cut the moment short because of your own insecurity. That's what separates memorable connection from forgettable interaction. Here's a simple test. Can you stay in a hug without your mind racing? Without thinking about what comes next? Without mentally narrating what's happening? If you can't, practice. Because that presence, that ability to just be there, that's magnetic. Now, if this is making sense to you, if you're starting to see how small shifts in your behavior create big changes in how people experience you, do me a favor and hit that like button right now. It helps this content reach more people who need it. Because these next two rules, they're the details that most guys never even think about. Rule number 4. Placement communicates everything. Let's talk about where your hands actually go during a hug, because this matters more than you think. Most guys default to the upper back or shoulders. It's safe. It's what you do with your grandmother. And that's exactly the problem. It communicates friend zone at a subconscious level. Here's what confident people do differently. They place their hands on the lower back, not inappropriately low, right around the mid to lower back area. This is a more intimate placement, but not in a creepy way. In a I'm comfortable with closeness way. Why does this work? Because it creates a sense of being held, not just touched. It's protective without being possessive, confident without being aggressive. But here's the key. Your hands need to actually rest there, not hover, not pat. Just be calm, steady, present. Think about how it feels when someone gives you a confident handshake versus a weak one. The same principle applies here. Firm placement communicates confidence. Tentative placement communicates doubt. Rule number 5. The exit matters as much as the entrance. This is the detail that separates people who understand connection from people who are just going through the motions. Most guys, when the hug ends, just disconnect. Like flipping a light switch. 1 second you're hugging, the next second you're 3 feet apart talking about the weather. But confident people understand something crucial. The way you end an interaction shapes how it's remembered. So here's what you do. As you naturally separate, let one hand lightly trail down her arm or brush briefly along her shoulder. It's a soft, intentional gesture, not a grab, not lingering inappropriately, just a gentle acknowledgement that the moment is ending. This does something powerful. It creates a smoother transition. Instead of going from intimate to distant instantly, there's a bridge, and that bridge makes the whole interaction feel more natural, more memorable. Think about it like the difference between a song that ends with a fade out versus one that just stops abruptly. Same content, completely different feeling. Look, here's the bottom line. Attraction isn't built through tricks or manipulation. It's built through genuine confidence, through being someone who's comfortable in their own skin, who doesn't make connection weird, who can be present with another person without fear. These 5 rules, they're not about controlling someone else's response. They're about showing up as your best self. Because when you do that, when you're truly confident and present, people naturally feel drawn to you. Use these principles with respect. Use them with authenticity. And only use them when your interest is genuine. If this helped you see things differently, hit that subscribe button. I break down more psychology of attraction and confidence right here. Remember, real confidence doesn't manipulate, it connects.